My girlfriend's dad has been investing money into a crypto scam company. Is there any way to get his money back? He says he's giving his money to a broker called Crypto Guider, and the platform he's been using is called whatever that is. He's put $10,000 into this thing, and he says he's got $26,000, but they won't let him take his money out. He says they're going to try and make him a deal to stay with this company. He's been putting money into this thing since October of 2022. Edit. Since posting this, I've been privately messaged by several people advising me on how my GFS father can get his money back. Some of your advice has been to hire a hacker. Other advice has been to reach out to a law agency. I intend on reporting this, but if you message me, I'm just going to assume you're a recovery scammer, even if your intention is to actually help. Nope, this is a very common topic on this subreddit. You will not get your money back. Warning, you will start to see messages in this thread and in your inbox telling you that someone can get your money back for you. They are also scammers. Report and block them. They are recovery scammers. Sorry to say that money is unfortunately long gone. I got 2 people messaging me about this right now. Thank you for letting me know. I was never going to use their services, but I appreciate the information. Did we just dodge a scam? Or was he really just want nice pictures? What? Hold on, let's see. This has been sitting in my mind for months. I've tried looking through this sub to see if anybody encountered anything similar, but I haven't seen any yet. So, my friend and I traveled to Amsterdam a couple of months ago, whatever. We were sitting by the canal, chatting and chilling. Then a guy came up to us and asked us to take a picture of him with the view using his phone. We only took a couple of pictures for him. Then he checked the pics and was like, oh, his phone screen cracked, so the quality of the pics were not good. He liked Amsterdam, so he really wanted nice ones. He then asked us if he could use our phone to take pictures for him. Then send them... No. I thought it sounded weird, like screen crack and pic quality aren't really related, so I told him we use both, Androids, for one thing. He said, okay, and left. We saw him went to another group of girls, and I think they also declined because he walked away from the canal. So, this has been sitting on me and my friend's mind. Did we escape a scam? Oh, absolutely you did, for sure. Simplest version would be that you get your iPhone out to take pictures, start to send the airdrop, then he acts confused as it's not coming through and innocently asks to see your phone, where it's sending, and then bam, when you're not paying attention, he grabs your unlocked phone and runs off. Boom! Oh yeah, that would have been bad. Is this a scam? If so, what's the end game here? I don't know. Are you planning on gifting me 2K? Actually, that's a good idea. Don't get offended why I'm sending you some cash, dudes. Honestly, the company I invested in, they reel on giveaway today, so support peep who need some help to pay off their rent and bills or fixeed up some things out for good living. This is a huge blessing that normally comes in a while. They do this to support people, although trying to pay off their bills this is just the worst thing ever. Let me make it a little more robotic. To pay off their bills or for those trying to fix up something nice this year, but I know it's hard to believe anyone would want to give you money these days, but I'm serious at this subject, so tell me how you would like to receive the gift of $2,000, Cash App, Tag, Bank Transfer, PayPal, Zelle. Hope you have one. This guy, who seems like an average Joe on his pics, but has some posts about Bitcoin earnings with some screenshots of Bitcoin, but not too many, mainly doing average Joe stuff. What's the end game here? Would he then send more than he says and ask to send some back? Any way to actually get something out of this, or lose and report? In order to receive your blessing, you'll have to front up some sort of transaction or verification fee. Then they take your money and don't give you anything. It's that easy. Advance fee. Yeah, they use words like blessing to give it a religious overtone. Nigeria, Jamaica, and India are making billions. Partner's mom asked for social security number to make him a beneficiary on a life insurance plan, and he got a text this week telling him that a payment is due and something feels off. Alright, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. What kind of scam would be going on? It was definitely his mother. I've never heard of an insurance company sending a beneficiary a bill for a life insurance plan. Can anyone explain what could be happening? I'm trying to get him to call the office. Verified number is to a local independent office, because at first it seemed like maybe a phishing attempt, and I'm trying to get him to request a copy of the policy. He seems to believe it's not a big deal, and his mother got defensive when he spoke with her earlier today after the text. Update. I'm very glad after reading this that I'm totally not overreacting and should have been as concerned as I was. He called the insurance company to inquire about the policy and was told that his mother has been paying for life insurance for he and his sister since they were children. Apparently, she was late on a payment and his contact information was listed for alerts, and when he talked to his mom, she said she was just a few days late on a payment. After not being completely satisfied, we checked his Credit Karma account, and he has no new open account or anything suspicious either. I'm absolutely going to be diligent about this with him and make sure he's protected a bit, because he's not exactly on great terms with his family. Thank you all. Well, I hope everything's okay there. Legit scam or just straight up crime? Got stopped by a man in the middle of an on-ramp on the highway. He stood in the middle of the road and had me pull over. He seemed in distress, so I rolled down my passenger window to ask if he was okay. He gave a quick story about how he was from a distant city and was robbed or whatever. He asked me for money for gas. He then took off the gold chain around his neck and a large gold ring on his finger, offering it as exchange for gas money. Up until this point, everything seemed legit, but something about the way this guy was just throwing jewelry at me seemed off. As politely as possible, I gave him back his jewelry and said I don't have any cash on me. He then said he could follow me to an ATM. Yep, that's where it is. I said no thank you and drove off. Was this a legitimate interaction? It almost never is it? Pulling over in these types of situations will get you carjacked or even killed in some parts of the world. OP needs to watch some more zombie/apocalypse movies or spend some time in Joburg. No! Don't spend time there, please. The only people following me are Reddit OnlyFans models with barely any karma. Is this a scam? I don't know. Just from that description, it sounds like one to me. Everyone I can see following me have OnlyFans and barely any karma and no posts. They have a link tree of things. Is this a scam? All followed me at about the same time. Is it common? It's definitely a scam. In the past 2 days, I've gotten 5 followers. Yeah, that same thing happened to my old Reddit account. That's why I deleted it, because it's garbage. The scam is they follow 1 million people. 50 click on your profile, 1 signs up. Feel free to block or ignore, but those accounts don't know who you are. But is it a scam at that point, or is it just really garbage bot advertising in the hopes that you get the 1 sign up out of 1 million people to your OnlyFans? My dad is helping his girlfriend by receiving packages? I've heard of the scam before, but I don't know what it's called, and I'm having trouble searching for it. All I know is, 40 years younger, they met online, probably Facebook. She allegedly buys and sells stuff on the internet to make a living, and she needs my dad's assistance. He said he receives packages, but I don't know what happens after that, or whether he's giving her money. Anyone know what this is called and how it works? Here we go. The person he is dating does not exist. Open the packages. There are one of 2 things. Books or boxes with cash stuffed in them, or relatively expensive merchandise purchased with stolen credit cards. If they contain a book stuffed with cash, they're the result of a scam. Please open these boxes and contact the person who sent the package. They were just scammed and need that money returned to them. If they contain relatively expensive merchandise, typically $100 or more, the authorities will ultimately come after your father as these packages were shipped directly to him. Oh boy. Got a text today that said, PayPal fraud department. Did you attempt a transaction of $93.39? Please reply with yes or no to approve or deny the transaction. If no, customer service will contact you shortly. I'm fairly certain it's fake since I don't see any other charges or activity on my PayPal. But it didn't include a link, so I don't see what the scam is. Should I respond? Seems interesting. The scam is they find a live person who's gullible enough to respond to a text from an unknown number. The next step is to get you on the phone and talk you into giving them information that you shouldn't be giving out to gain access to your account. Since, as you already said, there's no transaction, just delete and ignore. Funny story, something did happen to me with my PayPal account recently. It actually kind of surprised me. It seemed so weird. Because some random dude, some random scammer, sent me a direct request for $600 and then wrote, this is a bill for blah, 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 blah. It was just kind of weird that they just sent a request, so I didn't even ignore it. I didn't even click deny or anything like that. I just let it sit there. And then a month later, he retracted it, so he just gave up. I thought it was quite funny. Avoided airport cab scam at Heathrow. Oh, yeah. Just flew into Heathrow in London for the first time at around midnight. We exit to grab a cab, and there's someone standing in the exit asking people if they need one. There aren't many people around, and we think he might be the airport's cab attendant, but we're confused. We say we need a cab, but are hesitant, and about a second later we notice in the distance where the real airport attendant is for the cab queue. The scammer points us to a completely different direction and to follow him. We don't move. He notices that we've seen at this point where the real cab queue is. He says, there's a 2-hour wait for cabs right now, come with me. We refuse and walk up to the real queue and got a cab to our hotel in less than 10 minutes. They were gonna kill you, dude. I remember the one time I actually stayed in Cambridge and landed at Heathrow, of course. I made sure before getting there that I had my girlfriend at the time, a family friend of theirs who does private driving. I made sure to hire him directly instead. I am not going to get into a cab at my first outing in a foreign country. I'm not going to do that because they're going to kill me. We exit to grab a cab and there's someone standing at the exit asking people if they need one. This happens at every airport, and any airport I've been to has signs posted about it. In general, you should not follow random strangers pretending to be able to help you or give you free things. Always look up the official services. You're right, we're from Chicago, where there are signs everywhere about it. It was just late and we'd been traveling all day and we're confused thinking he was the attendant. That's how they get you. House across the street is for rent. There's a real listing and a fake one. The house across the street from me has been listed for rent for a bit now, without much foot traffic. Not surprised given what they're asking. The company that owns it has done a bunch of renovations though, and it's looking nice. All of a sudden yesterday, there was a steady flow of potential renters looking at this house. It's one of those self-tour things. Sign up for a time, they'll send you the lockbox code. One family knocked on our door and asked if we knew the owner. I told them it's a corporation, but I don't remember off the top of my head. They'd been texting with some guy who wanted them to cash app the deposit, and the rent was half the market rate. Been there long enough to know instantly that was a scam. Asked my better half and she remembered the company's name, looked it up in the county records to confirm. We called the company and let them know about the fake listing. I'm guessing they changed the code almost every daylight hour since someone's been standing outside, unable to get in for their tour. I've now stopped over a handful of people from getting scammed. Some have driven over 2 hours to see this place. I stuck some signs on the door warning people of the fake listing with the company's approval. Reported the fake listings I found on rent.com and Apartment Finder, but they're still up. No, of course they are. Called the police non-emergency number 2. Let's hope no one else gets taken by these scammers. If you got any other ideas, please let me know. Damn, whoever ends up renting that place is gonna find they have a heck of a good neighbor. I mean, I'll say, that's putting it lightly. I've been getting an uptick in these wrong number texts, often with the red flag stilted language like, sorry to bother you with my presence, but they never ask for anything or follow up after I say wrong number, so I'm not really sure what the scam is. I've never had them tell me I could unsubscribe before, though, so that's fun. I'm Alice. Are you the finance professor that Jesse referred you to? Nope, wrong number. Sorry, bye. Oh yeah, there it is. Reply stop to unsubscribe. Cute. Someone got their 2 scam scripts mixed up. That is just adorable. Is this a scam? I don't understand what their aim or end game could be. I feel like that's their strat now, just be confusing. I have an item listed on Facebook Marketplace for $2K. A buyer messaged me with an offer. I countered, and then they asked for my address to pick it up. I gave it to them, and they said they'd be here Sunday. Today rolls around, and I ask if they're coming. They responded with a live location sharing of them on my block, but not quite at my building. I respond with my own live location and tell them to come to my building lobby. Then they never respond and the location sharing stops. I look at their profile and realize it's a 2023 account with one friend, both based in Angola. So how did they spoof their location and why? They never asked for a phone number or anything like that, so now I'm just a little spooked. Thanks in advance. Do you have security cameras and a good lock on your doors? It's possible you're being set up for a robbery, especially with a high-value item. Always meet buyers somewhere in public, like a police station, parking lot, and make sure they don't follow you or slip a GPS tracker in your vehicle. Thanks. I suppose that could be a possibility. Luckily, I live in a very secure building, so it'd be difficult for anyone to come in and try anything. 14-year-old daughter wants to meet her online friend? Oh boy. My daughter met, supposedly, another girl her age online from a game over a year ago. Says she's her best friend and lives about 1.5 hours from us, and now wants to meet her in person. I don't want to deny my daughter the chance to meet her friend if she really is legit, but my don't meet strangers off the internet alarm bells that were drilled into me are going off. Apparently the girl's parents want to have a video call with all of us. Them, their daughter, me, my wife, and our daughter first, and then we meet at lunch at Applebee's halfway between us. I know it would be easiest for me to just say no, but she has been hounding me to be able to go and meet her friend, and says she and the girl have exchanged pictures of them doing specific things like having a tissue box on their head, and that she knows the difference between a girl her age and a weirdo pretending. I don't see the angle of how a scammer would benefit from chatting and role-playing horses for a whole year just to meet a kid in public with their parents, so I wanted to see if this was a known scam. Let's see. If they're willing to meet in public and haven't asked for money or any personal information from you, I'd say it's most likely that it's real. As a safeguard, if you do end up driving there, make sure somebody knows where you're going, for how long, I'm assuming it'd be a day trip, and have your Find My Phone on. Low-key, I'd have a friend grab a nearby table and observe just to be safe. Unlikely to be an issue, given the context here, but it's another layer of safety. I've always agreed on this sentiment, be careful, but I mean, we live in the ages of Skype and Discord and other video calling hell, FaceTime, for goodness sakes. Isn't there an Android version of that too? So, at this point, why haven't they done that? That's how I always verified that who I'm talking to is indeed a real person, not just specific photos. I'm like, well, it's video chat, let's do it. Why haven't they done that yet? I probably just got scammed by a fake job. Oh no. 2 days ago, I got a text from this company called Visortech, offering me a tech job, and I looked at the website and thought it was legit. After that, I did an interview on Skype that was through text, and I answered around 20 questions, and after 20 minutes, I was told I got the job. After that, I filled out an agreement with my W-2s and blah, 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 which gave them my social security, bank account number, name, address, etc. I thought it was still legit until the guy said, I need to buy an HEB card or a Steam gift card and show the back, too. I did it, and I know I'm probably a complete dumbass. I did ask him why, and he said the accounting department needs to see it to make sure it works. Now he's saying I will get the startup bonus for the job next week, which will be $120, and I'll call him tomorrow. I froze my bank accounts and credit. Thank you all for your help. Sorry I took up people's time with my bad decision. Dude. Yes, this is a scam. No company ever does interviews just by text. Also, no companies require their employees to use their own money to buy gift cards for the company. First off, you need to block and ignore the scammers. Next, because you gave them your social security number, you need to put a credit freeze on all your accounts. For future reference, you need to do more than just looking at the company's website. Anyone can say they represent any company. Scammers sometimes even go to the lengths of searching up who works in the company, which is extremely easy with LinkedIn, to impersonate that person. First day of work. Second day travel overseas? Is this a scam? Hi guys, I don't know if this is the right channel for this, but I'm very concerned for my friend's sister. She's a university graduate. She applied for some sort of logistics job on LinkedIn and went for an interview. She went to the office for her first day, and the next day they're asking her to fly to the Philippines to do stock taking for 2 nights with flights and accommodation paid for. She's based in Singapore. The company is supposedly a well-known luxury brand. I find it highly suspicious. Is it possible for an entry-level job to ask you to go on a business trip on such short notice? Has anyone ever experienced or seen that happen? I'm just worried that she would be human trafficked to some syndicate. Let's see. She might be asked to pay for some kind of a deposit before the trip. She won't get the money back and the trip's not real. Or she'll fly to the Philippines and get kidnapped. Human trafficking is unfortunately still a thing. Either way, it kind of smells fishy. Yeah, I would quit that job now. Scammer wants my dick pics. Really, that's it? I was talking to this girl and she started sending pictures of herself naked and kept pressing me for dick pics. I said stupidly, I'm not convinced. So she kept sending them. Finally, when I wouldn't send pics of my dick, she threatened me with a pic of my college Insta page and screenshots of my followers, saying she'd send a pic of me shirtless along with the pic of someone else's. What do I do? Congrats on being in the 99th percentile of sending no pics when scammer pretending to be a woman asks for them. Block, ignore, maybe deactivate social media temporarily, but they probably have your contact ready to be spammed. Anyone tells you someone weird started messaging them, explain a scammer is trying to scam you and explain that this scammer is just scamming and sending other people's. So that's what's going to happen if they do send one. And they should block and ignore them. Also, start reporting the accounts you know of. Unfortunately, Meta sucks at getting scammers off their platform, so probably not that they suck, it's probably that they don't want to. They love that 1 billion plus number. Was my girlfriend scammed? Apologies in advance for not knowing the lingo. We're based in Japan, if that changes anything. My girlfriend got introduced to some Forex group that operates on a platform called, well, this. Pretty sketchy, claims to be registered in Canada, but with an address in wherever that is, and apparently primarily targets customers in Japan. A little less than a year ago, things were going well. Moderate losses every now and then, but mostly a fair amount of profit, until suddenly she and everyone else in the group, including the person that introduced her, lost everything in a day. When she reached out to find out more about what the hell happened, she got a copy-paste, understandable as he was likely getting thousands of messages, response from the trader apologizing and saying that he was fairly new to the business and got overconfident because he was on a win streak. She's suspicious, so she's been contacting law offices, but has been told that she needs to first contact an investigation agency to assess the likelihood of fraud. She did so, and they were all quoting about $4,000, but one of them called back today saying that they have 10 other people from the same group proceeding with the investigation. They say that when they made a request to freeze the bank accounts of the trading company in question to investigate, they complied, which means fraud is very likely. Damn, she lost about $60,000. What do you think? Oh. Your girlfriend was scammed out of the money that she invested and is now being scammed by a recovery scammer. No bank accounts have been frozen. There's no point in contacting a lawyer because there's nothing they can do. She should stop all contact with any kind of law enforcement since it's clear that she cannot tell the difference between real ones and a scammer.